It's time to get your geek on with Dave Gramillion.
This time without Dave in studio. Hello, everybody. This is Goose filling in for Dave today, who is out on special assignment. We hope to hear from him later on in the program. Welcome to Get Your Geek On, and you have found one of the most listened to talk shows for geeks in the United States with breaking news we're going to talk about today. This is Season 3, Episode 26. We are halfway through Season 3, and today on Freedom 1160 and Freedom1160.com, we're talking about some awards that we were up for. We're going to tell you how to vote, and, normally we don't tell you how to vote, but today is a little bit different. New Captain Marvel trailer came out. We're going to hear our reaction to that, and, what are our thoughts? At the time of this recording, there isn't an Avengers 4 trailer out yet, so we'll talk about that as well. Variety says what the best Star Wars gifts are. We'll go through their list and give you our thoughts on that. And some great new game releases for Christmas. That's on the first half. Second half, we've got a great local thing coming up right here in San Antonio. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to get our geeky movie on coming up towards the end of the show. Now, just because Dave's not in studio doesn't mean I am alone. Joining me, my right, your left, as you look along your radio dial, you will see the man that has been named Purple Rain. He is Aaron Shapiro.
I still want to know what you guys are going to do when I dye it blue. What's my name going to be?
Because
it's not staying purple forever, everybody.
Well, the person who dubbed you Purple Rain may have to get a... may have to get a say in that. Now,
Super Saiyan God's Super Saiyan. I mean, that's
something
fine.
like that. Yeah,
I don't mind.
So we may have to go blue, and you be Super Saiyan Aaron at that point.
A Super Saiyan Vegeta.
Now, as I said before, just because Dave's not in the studio, well, that doesn't mean that
Dave's not here.
No, he is joining us from the East Coast via telephone. Welcome to the show, Mr. David Gramillion.
It's rather interesting to be welcomed to my own show. It's it's like an out-of-body experience almost, but I am glad to be here.
Well, we are glad that you're here, of course. You're the one that makes all this possible. After all, it is Get Your Geek On with David Gramillion. As we mentioned in our lineup, we are nominated for 3 awards from San Antonio Magazine. David, would you like to give a rundown of what these awards are? And I'll tell the people how to vote here in just a moment.
This almost sounds like a game show or something. Dave, tell them about how they can win.
No, how we can win.
How we can win.
How we can win.
All right, so here's the rundown. So last year was our first full year on the air, and we got nominated for 2 awards. Every radio show gets sent over to our podcast, and we were up for Best Podcast, and I was up for Best Radio Personality in the City, which came right out of left field. I don't even think we knew about it until the voting was like halfway over. And so we were just thrilled to death. We won for Best Podcast, did not win for Best Radio Personality. So this year, now we're nominated for 3 awards, kind of, sort of. We're back up for Best Podcast. We're back up for Best Radio Personality. And this year, we also got our station nominated as well. So now Freedom 1160 KRDY is now up for an award as the best radio station in the city. So we're, again... when we heard the news, it was a humbling and experience that really honors us. And so now we want to take it on home. So here's what you do. You go over to San Antonio Magazine, you go over to their website, and you will see their Best of the City 2019 awards, and you vote for us. We're in the Culture and Fun section, which is perfect because we're all about, culture and a lot of fun.
Culture and personalities.
And you vote for Get Your Geek On for Best Podcast, vote for Dave Gramillion for Best Radio Personality, and you vote for Freedom 1160 KRDY for Best Radio Station. And if you do that, I'll tell you what will happen. You'll feel good about yourself for advancing geekiness in the 7th largest city in the nation.
Very true. And it's Cultures and Personalities is where you'll find all 3 of our stuff. Fun is a whole nother category. Not that we don't have fun, it's just that they didn't put us there.
We just weren't that kind of fun.
That's true.
So, yeah. So, SanAntonioMagazine.com, you will have to put in your email address when you do that to register to vote. You get to vote once per day, every day, and we ask that you do that every day until December 31st and help out your friends right here at Get Your Geek On and David Gramillion and Freedom 1160. So we appreciate that so much. So, Dave, you and I had a conversation earlier this week. Before we go
Yeah,
into
and I told you I'm not wearing that. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, no.
I'm glad I wasn't
It got
part of
brought
that.
to our attention that we had aired last week in something, and
yeah.
and you and I talked about it, and I think it's time for us to come for at least me to come clean since I'm here and I can kind of be the face today.
Yeah, they don't want to see my face.
I think I need to kind of come clean on some things. Are you okay with that?
I am. I think we do need to clear the air a little bit here, so go right ahead.
All right. Well, here at Get Your Geek On, we know we aren't perfect. Mistakes can be made, whether it's in public or behind the scenes. We analyze and evaluate each error. And quite honestly, we seek to improve upon our mistakes. Last week, something was said that may cause some to question our integrity and, to be quite honest, our geek cred as well. What was said before research was done and was an off-the-cuff comment that and should have been thought through before having been spoken. On behalf of myself and Get Your Geek On, I apologize for this and will work to ensure something of this nature will not happen again. Turns out that the DC crossover event Elseworlds was actually begins tonight, December 9th, not last week, December 2nd, as I previously stated. We all got together and discussed this for quite a while, trying to figure out where we went wrong. And in the end, the flesh gets weak and my thoughts can get scattered. But I think it's about looking to the audience for forgiveness. Forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore.
That was lovely, Goose. That really hit home. Really hit home.
Well,
I didn't love you to
But
start
still,
with
it ought to be a
the
really
hopes.
good crossover event, right?
oh yeah, it's going to be great. It starts off Sunday. It starts off tonight with actually Flash. Supergirl gets moved to
that's right.
Tuesday to wrap it up. Arrow still comes on Monday. This will be the one that doesn't involve the Legends of Tomorrow. It's
And
only
Flash has now officially reached their 100th episode.
Yeah, that was actually Tuesday night. Flash's 100 episodes in, which it took. And I saw an interview with John Wesley Shipp. It took him 28 years to get to 100 episodes.
What?
Well, he was the original Flash in 1990.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
On the tags of the episodes
it.
this week, they actually had the Earth 90 destruction, basically. And we saw John Wesley Shipp in the Flash costume yet again. And
It'll be
for
fun.
somebody who saw that series every single week in 1990,
For the whole 10
that
weeks
was it was like 12 episodes. Hush. It was a great sight to see. I'm not going to lie, and I'm looking forward to this crossover event.
Makes two of us. When you had said that too, I was like, oh man, it's that week or last week, whatever. And I was like, oh wait, it's not. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I love the crossover events though. I'm just kind of sad Legends aren't joining it. But I mean, they have their own thing but they have Constantine.
They have Constantine.
I don't care about anything else with Constantine.
Well, there you go. But no,
love
I'm looking
Constantine.
forward to this. This is going to introduce some new things. They're going to introduce Batwoman into the DC CW universe. Also, we're going to get a look at Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And
Superman's coming out in it too, right?
yeah, Superman's going to be there, and he's going to be wearing a black costume at some point.
Looks like it.
That's what was shown in the promo. So
Yeah.
that's what I have to go with. But anyway, enough talk about DC and about our mistakes. We just want to put this behind us and move on. Speaking of moving on, we talked a little bit about DC, but let's talk some Marvel news.
This is that sequel to the smash hit with no equal. This one.
All righty. So the other day, we had a Captain Marvel trailer come out.
Yes, we did.
And we finally understood what we finally saw what we all thought in the first place about why Captain Marvel slugged the heck out of that old lady on the bus.
I thought she just didn't like old people.
That's what I've kind of thought
I was
too.
like, nah, she doesn't
But
care.
turns out, no, we do get a little bit more of her backstory involved in this trailer. And I actually like this trailer a lot. Aaron, what did you think?
I liked it a lot. I still like the first one a little bit more just because, I mean, I'm a big space nerd. So if you know anything about me, I love Silver Surfer, Nova, Guardians. I love all of the space heroes. So I'm excited to see more action in this one.
Yeah.
But I still like the first one because it was just kind of fun ending on the punch an old lady note.
And it began with Blockbuster Video.
Exactly.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
What's
yeah.
more 90s than Blockbuster? I mean, really.
That is true. It's exciting. I'm hoping, and there's been slight rumors that there might be Silver Surfer mentioned or something, and I'm hoping that's true because I love the Surfer. He's my
Surfer's
favorite.
good unless you watch Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Then
don't
you're
talk
like,
about that.
yeah, no,
We don't ever
that ain't
mention
happening. Dave, what did you think of the Captain Marvel trailer?
Yeah, I've been actually a little down on this movie for a while now, and I thought this trailer was better than the first one. But most of it is still just kind of meh. It looks tired, it looks played out, it looks cliched. It's still better than the first one. They gave us more substance, which was good. And so I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'll post. We'll talk about it. Yeah. And then the ending happened.
Uh-huh.
And that ending pumped me up. I mean, that was an incredible, and she's all flying through space and blowing stuff up, and she's roar, and hands are rah, rah, and she's going pew, 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 and the spaceship, pow, 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 and I'm like, yes! Oh, it's over. Oh, okay. Next.
I mean, that's a trailer for you.
It's a 2-minute peek into the movie. And of course, Captain Marvel comes our way in March of 2019. It's going to be a prequel. It takes place before any of the other Marvel Cinematic Movie universes that we've seen up to this point. What do you guys think about because quite honestly, Star Wars has not had fun with with prequels. What do y'all think about Marvel deciding to take a step back about 20 years or more to kind of develop this character a little bit?
It was a smart idea because it's going to keep everything fresh, I think. I think the fact is we can establish that she was here. We can kind of throw her in the mix and keep it fresh. I think that's what's going to really help solidify this character. I think that's probably the best move they could have made.
Dave?
I think this is like the Man of Steel that we got before Justice League, right? I mean, this is setting it up. It is going to be, sadly, another origin story, but this is going to be what kicks off the next phase of the franchise. And I think taking it back is good. You're first for two reasons. One, if you're going to set it up, go ahead and take it back. I'm fine with that. That's it has nothing to do with Avengers 4. But the movie chronologically will come before about a month or so before the movie. So that's fine. This is a standalone. That's great. The second reason is everybody loves nostalgia right now. They are going to hit on nostalgia at the height of its power. Everybody loves Stranger Things. Everybody loves all these remakes and reboots. Everything that was great about the 70s, 80s, and early 90s is now back. And this is no exception. So they're hitting on it exactly the right time. We're talking about how we love the blockbuster part. I mean, that right there is proof that people are getting hyped about this. I've seen other comments where people are like, Blockbuster, I remember that. So the member berries from South Park are just eating this all up. Nostalgia is big, and they're just going to capitalize on it big time.
Now, because of prior commitments, we could not record this on Sunday. So as we're recording this, there has been no Avengers trailer out yet. People have been clamoring for an Avengers trailer. People wanted an Avengers trailer. People have been disliking other Marvel videos because there has been no Avengers trailer.
Do you think it'll come out this Monday then?
I don't know.
So I know I asked you guys and trying to, don't know if it's out there yet. There was, and I could not confirm it anywhere, a meme out there or a picture saying that the Avengers 4 trailer did get pushed because of Bush Sr.'s death, former President Bush Sr.'s death. But I could never confirm it. But there was like 2 other sites that said it, but not sites that I trust enough to fully be like, yeah, it's true. So I'm hoping maybe Monday if they are true.
So the rumor, that's a report I heard as well, that they delayed the release because of the funeral for former President George H.W. Bush. But there was actually a fan theory that says they're just saying that because they don't actually have one ready.
Hopefully that's what it really is, because I don't know. But that scares me.
Yeah.
Because if you don't even have a trailer ready, how are you supposed to have your movie ready in 5 months, 6 months, whatever months? I'm so tired, whatever months there is.
Dave, what's your take on that?
They have a trailer. I never understood the Wednesday theory. There's nothing going on Wednesdays. I didn't understand that to begin with, and that was just rumor. absolutely nothing has come out anywhere confirming that we were going to get a trailer anytime between now and next Labor Day. So I didn't quite understand that, the backlash. But again, it's just clickbait run amok. If they're going to release it, it's going to be during Monday Night Football, which is run by ESPN, which is owned by Disney. They did it during Star Wars. They're going to do it for the Avengers. There aren't too many Monday Night Footballs left, so it's going to be here pretty soon. It's just they're going to pick it. It's going to be Monday night. It'll be during football. Some point it's going to happen. They just did it with the Captain Marvel trailer, and look at the reaction. Everybody just went gaga over it.
So you're calling your shot. You're calling your shot for December 10th.
I don't know if it's going to be that, but it will be during a Monday Night Football game.
Okay.
There's no rush.
Should we put a bet on it?
Wouldn't it be something if they released the trailer the same day that Aquaman came out? Just to kind of stick it to them a little bit.
Yeah, Marvel has a bad habit of every time DC's trying to have a good day, Marvel's like, new trailer time. So,
yeah, DC starts to get some good press. There's some good buzz. Oh, hey, look, Marvel. Ooh,
Marvel's like, we can't have that.
Denied.
Denied.
I could totally see that. That would be the troll of trolls, Kevin Feige, sitting there with his finger on the button. Wait, hold on. People are still getting hyped. And now your hopes are dashed and everybody loves us again.
Yeah, well, here's hoping for that.
I think it's going to be that week of Christmas, probably. Like right before Christmas, is there a football game close to that?
I'm sure there's a football game on the 17th.
Yeah.
I doubt there's going to be one on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's true. It's Christmas Eve on a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that. I haven't looked at the NFL schedule, but I doubt they would have one on Christmas. I mean, they have one Thanksgiving Day. They have, three games Thanksgiving Day? So it wouldn't shock me if they had a game on Christmas Eve, but I tend to doubt it.
If there's a game Christmas Eve, that's when they'll
the next game to come up is between Minnesota and Seattle. So
that's on the 10th or the 17th?
That's an intriguing matchup, I guess. But then after that, you have Saints at Panthers. That'll be a good game. And then Christmas Eve is Broncos at Raiders.
So they do have one Christmas Eve. Okay.
It'll be that game, I bet you. The Broncos and Raiders.
I don't know. The Saints game is probably prime as well. Saints-Panthers. Saints are doing pretty well this year.
They are.
So
I don't know. I'm going to put my money on that.
Until you play the Cowboys. Oh, wait.
I mean, that's an easy win.
I love how we're talking sports on this. This is awesome. Broncos are 6-6, and Raiders are 2-10. So that won't be a very good game.
How about
whatsoever.
Saints and Panthers? Where are the Saints at?
The Saints are 10-2, and the Panthers are 6-6, fighting for a playoff spot.
So that would be the game.
That's when you want to release it. Monday, December 17th. That's when you want to release your trailer.
And they want to be nice and be like, "Merry Christmas! Here's your trailer you've been waiting for."
And now that we've wrapped up the Get Your Sports On segment of the day show, the Russo brothers, who are the directors of Avengers: Infinity War, I think Avengers 4 as well,
yes,
plus Captain America movies, have said they believe that Deadpool and the X-Men will be coming to MCU. Bob Iger hasn't said anything about it because, he keeps things close to the vest and he wants power. But the Russos are sure it will happen. Now, and I'll be honest, with the G1, the OG MCU crew kind of aging out and contracts expiring, I think bringing Deadpool and the X-Men into the MCU is just as a way to actually create fresh faces, fresh movies, fresh matchups, fresh teams. You don't have to necessarily do the first class X-Men. You can kind of reboot the franchise, if you will, have Dark Phoenix end in a bit of a alternate reality way. Maybe Dark Phoenix is the way to bring X-Men into the MCU.
Yeah.
Aaron, when you think about X-Men coming to the MCU and Deadpool especially,
yeah,
are you excited about it? Does it kind of just make you concerned? What's your take on that?
It makes me excited, but when you're throwing that many players in a game, it does frighten me a little bit.
Okay.
But it gives me the hopes that they could do the Avengers versus X-Men crossover event that they had a couple years back. Mm-hmm. Because the fact is the X-Men are pretty much established. We can easily integrate them in with Deadpool. And I think it would be cool to see that crossover event of them fighting, like you said, the Dark Phoenix maybe being the villain for a couple of movies. They're fighting each other, and it's like, oh, well, that we're going to work together now kind of thing to fight Phoenix and all that. But I think the funniest thing I saw on there, I don't know if you've seen it, was how Deadpool would react in a PG-13 movie. Have you seen that?
I've seen the trailers for Once Upon a Deadpool. That's all I've seen.
Okay, so there's a meme out there, and I
work 2 jobs, son. Come on.
I mean, yeah. I hope they work it. So there's a meme out there, and it says, okay, Deadpool has to be a PG-13 with X-Men, and Deadpool's going to know it's a PG-13 movie. And as they're talking, let's all face it, Deadpool's rated R.
Yes.
So in a PG-13 movie, you can drop one F word.
Okay.
So the whole movie would be him trying to find the perfect time to drop that one time he can say it. So he's about to say, he's like, no, wait. And not yet. And he's waiting. And then Wolverine says it out. Like right before he says it, Wolverine just says it. He's like, He just like gets all mad about it. I think that would be the funniest joke if they could do something like that in the movie.
And Dave, how do you feel about the X-Men coming to the MCU?
Well, here's the thing. I think the franchise is ripe for a recast. Not necessarily a reboot, but a recast. And I've been looking around, kind of poking around here or there, and James McAvoy is in post-production for one movie for The Dark Phoenix, but he's also filming a new series that they're only 3 episodes in on. So I'm not sure that we can expect to see him as the role of Xavier going forward. So if that doesn't happen, then what are they going to do with everybody else? Are they going to just recast? Are they going to reboot? What are they going to do? And I think that with Dark Phoenix, that could be the farewell or the bridge over into a new cast. Now, whether it's an alternate dimension or whatever, I don't know. But I think they're ripe for a recasting of everybody. Now, I don't know who they're going to get, of course. I mean, James McAvoy was brilliant. Jennifer Lawrence did a pretty okay job, and you had a tremendous cast in there. But there's always new actors out there. There's always casting going on, and there are always agents who will do anything for their actors to get a part in a Marvel film. So if we see the X-Men, I would bet dollars to donuts that we're going to end up seeing a new cast in there.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
Right. Now, of course, if you want to see James McAvoy and Samuel L. Jackson together in a movie, we've got Glass coming up early next year with Bruce Willis. It's a sequel to both Unbreakable and Split. And that'll be your first chance, I believe. I don't know if they've ever done a movie together or not, but I know they're doing Glass, and that comes out in 2019 as well.
We're getting a lot of Samuel L. Jackson in 2019.
Yeah,
they say that.
Now, we talked about the Captain Marvel trailer earlier. Of course, we put our poll up at facebook.com/GYGO radio. We didn't get it up fast enough because we put it right when the trailer came out. So we had 200 votes, and 78% of you who voted said you were more excited about Captain Marvel movie after the second trailer. Now, before we go any further, we need to tell you about one of our great sponsors. That is Dragon's Lair at Alamo Ranch. If you are wanting comics, play tabletop games, buy tabletop games, and buy stocking stuffers or anything this holiday season, Dragon's Lair Alamo Ranch is where you want to go for that. They got some great things coming up each and every day over there. Now, last week they celebrated their 1-year anniversary, and our good old buddy over here, Purple Rain, went up there and interviewed one of the great people over there at Dragon's Lair Alamo Ranch. You can find that video at facebook.com/GYGO radio. You can find Dragon's Lair Alamo Ranch at dlayer.net/Alamo Ranch. Find them on the web, dlayer.net/Alamo Ranch. Now, we only have a couple of minutes left, so we may just have to hold over the Star Wars stuff till the second half. In the meantime, fellas, how about them Spurs this season?
I mean, I don't watch
we're shifting back to the sports talk, I see.
Get your sports on. Why not?
I'm going to tell you I know nothing about the Spurs, and my best friend's going to probably kill me later for that, if she's listening.
No.
Oh, no.
There's no killing.
She's a diehard Spurs fan. Like, she yells at me that I don't watch it. I always tell her she's more manly than I am.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything because I'm nice like that.
Oh, y'all never saw the video of that. Never mind.
All right, so let me ask you this question. There's a lot of things that are coming out there for Christmas gifts this year. Movies on Blu-ray and digital and video games and whatnot. If you didn't already have it, what's one thing you would like to get for Christmas this year?
Ooh, one thing I would like to get for Christmas. Super Smash Brothers. But it's going to come out this weekend, so it's already came out, so I'm going to be playing it.
Yep, came out Thursday night.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
And how about you, Mr. David?
Let me ask you. I want to ask Aaron this. Do you think that's the must-have Christmas gift for gamers?
No, because you should have bought it before Christmas. Otherwise, if you haven't, you're behind. But yeah, that's going to be one of the more popular games. That is going to be what's driving the Switch consoles, I bet you.
Yeah, and PS4 is going to be Spider-Man, if you haven't already purchased that yet.
PS4 is done. I don't like PlayStation. I have Spider-Man. I can't say anything.
All right, when we come back after the bottom of the hour break, we have some Star Wars news. We've got game releases coming up this Christmas and so much more. Keep it right here on Freedom 1160 and freedom1160.com. And welcome back from the bottom of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek on Freedom 1160 Talk Radio and freedom1160.com. I am Goose. That's right. Man with only one name, because, I'm just gonna let y'all in on a secret. If you're late to the show,
Dave's not here.
at least not in studio. But we'll get to him. He's going to join us via the phone from the East Coast. We'll be with him here in just a moment. And if you missed the first half of the show, man, we talked Marvel news like nobody's business. Captain Marvel trailer came out, got our reaction to that, and what's coming up with the Avengers trailer and maybe some Fox properties showing up in the MCU. Of course, if you missed any of this or any of our other programming, because this is season 3, episode 26, yeah, there's a lot of shows to get you caught up here, and you can hear them on our award-winning podcast. That's right. San Antonio Magazine voted our podcast, which is the archive of the show you're listening to right now, best in the city. And you can hear it on Omni, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, and I think Spotify. Yes, right. Spotify. I had you thinking there for a second, didn't I? That I didn't know what I was talking about. So rate, review, and subscribe. And if you like what you hear, tell a friend and let this audience here grow, because we want to help you and your friends get your geek on every single week right here on Freedom 1160. Now joining us back with us from the East Coast is none other than the regular host of Get Your Geek On. Welcome, David Gramillion.
Yes, indeed. I am out on assignment and couldn't get back to San Antonio, which has been soggy the last couple of days, so I couldn't get back in time. Mm-hmm. But miss y'all oh so much, and we'll be back in studio regularly going forward. So that's okay. It's freezing cold where I am currently, and looking forward to getting back there.
All righty. So we teased it. We're going to get to it. Let's talk some Star Wars.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Variety has come out recently and let us know what the best gifts are for the Star Wars fan in your life, or if you're the Star Wars fan in your life, to what other people should be buying you for Christmas. We're going to go through that. Dave, do you have the list up in front of you as I do, sir?
Yes, I do. The first one up there is The World According to Star Wars by Cass Sunstein. It's a novel that was a New York Times bestseller. And, I got to disagree with their first pick here right out of the box.
So you think they're going from the bottom up or from the top down?
I think they're going from the top down here. It seems weird that they would do it in this way. But, I mean, how is this a great Christmas gift? I mean, first of all, it's called The World According to Star Wars, which sounds really cool. Maybe they're going to talk about pop culture and its influence and how it's changed the world. No. Instead, it touches on themes of power and political dynamics, using Star Wars to illustrate while some are born to succeed, others are set up to fail. Wow, does that sound incredibly interesting?
Now, what does sound incredibly interesting is that cover. It's got a stormtrooper leaning down and a minifig running towards it. How much you want to bet that minifig misses the big stormtrooper?
Bum. So, I mean, already right out of the gate, that just sounds incredibly boring. If you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, maybe if you're really hardcore, but if you've got a son or a daughter out there and they like the pew-pew and they like the lightsabers, here you go, son and daughter, here's a book on political intrigue in Star Wars. And I'm like, great. The next one up on their list it's a no-brainer. It's the Complete Saga, episodes 1 through 6 on DVD and Blu-ray, which is actually on sale on Amazon, so that's kind of cool.
Yes.
And that's a must-have, no question.
Well,
the
that's...
Monopoly Star Wars edition is on there.
Hold on. There's 3 minis too many in that set.
Yeah. Let's see. Monopoly Star Wars is $20. So, I mean, okay, that works.
Uh-huh.
The next one on their list is really cool. The optical illusion color-changing side table lights.
Yes, and...
That's a mouthful.
Yes, they have one for Star Trek as well that if somebody wants to get me for Christmas, I would be most grateful for.
It looks really cool. There are like 7 color settings, and you can plug it into a USB charger. You don't need a battery. So there you go, Mom and Dad. No batteries required. It's 8 inches tall, and there are different plates that'll light up for you, 6 different plates. So I really like that. That's pretty cool. I like this one for Dad. This one is the if you're wondering what, I don't know about you, but I can never think about what to get my dad for Christmas.
Did you find it on this list?
Or anything, but yeah, this one here is perfect. The Star Wars Millennium Falcon multi-tool kit.
That's really cool.
That is so cool. 7-in-1 multi-tool set, and it's the Millennium Falcon.
Now,
Is that good, or is the next one, the Star Wars R2-D2 coffee press?
I think that one's just cute. I don't know about good. That's more aesthetics than functional, I would think.
Well, that's true. It does say it's made of BPA-free plastic, so that's good, and you get 4 cups of coffee in one setting. So
it's also made of BB-8 free plastic, so there's that.
Very nice. Star Wars: The Visual Encyclopedia. That's always a good one to have. I know a lot of people who collect the visual encyclopedias when they come out, the various editions. Mm-hmm. That's always a great one to have.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Sony PlayStation 4 Slim 1 terabyte Battlefront bundle.
So Santa, if you're listening, which I know you are, yeah, Goose wants this. Goose wants this badly.
Ooh, very, very, very much so. First of all, you get the terabyte, you get the PS4, you get the controller, and you get Battlefront 2.
Yes.
So
win, win. PlayStation 4 controller, Battlefront 2, and a 1 terabyte hard drive.
Which you're going to need considering the size of the patches on some of these games nowadays.
Oh, you mean like Fallout?
God. Get the terabyte, please. And then I love this last one. So maybe they did go from like the worst to the best because the first one sucked. This one, Star Wars lightsaber string lights. Mm-hmm. They're like Christmas lights, but they're lightsabers.
Yeah, but you can only use those one time a year. The PlayStation can play all year long.
Well, I don't know. If you're going to college or if you're you want to decorate your bedroom, you can hang up lightsaber lights, no problem.
Okay, well, I guess that's
pretty
fair.
Cool. You get 20 red and green LED lights on a 10-foot string. I mean, 10 feet's a lot. That's a big strand. Yes.
Now, of course, these are the 9 Star Wars gifts that Variety happens to think you will want to either give or get, depending upon if you're the giver or the receiver of gifts this year. But we want to hear from you. Drop it right here in the comments if you're watching the video, or shoot us a message via Facebook Messenger or direct messages at Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. What do you think is the best Star Wars gift to give for the Star Wars fan in your life? It's at GYGO Radio at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we look forward to hearing from you via our direct message channels.
Now, I want to jump in here for a quick second.
Okay.
I do apologize for, of course, the sound quality. There's only so much we can do when I'm on location, but I heard recently a friend of mine, Marcellus Coe, who is the geek father of San Antonio, not the godfather, but the geek father, is not doing so well with his health, and I want to wish him all the best. This guy has fought and struggled for quite a while now with various serious health issues. But he's just the nicest guy out there. He's an incredible geek for all of San Antonio, and I simply wish him all the best. So, Marcellus, man, I'll let you know that every geek listening right now is definitely with you. So, take heart in that and just get better, man. We're hoping that things work out for you.
Indeed.
All right. So, kind of moving along from there a little bit. I want to do something new on this show.
Oh.
I think there's a lot of things going on out there that people just don't know about.
Yes, that's true.
And whether it's, something you find out on Facebook, something you find out on Twitter, something a friend tells you, we want to try to spread a little bit of love and awareness about what's going on, not just in San Antonio, but in your own communities as well, because we have an international audience. We have people listening to us from the UK, California, Malaysia, all over the place.
Australia.
And especially our friends up in Canada and up there in the Great White North. So we want to talk about what nobody else is talking about. And so this is, for San Antonio anyway, this is the Secrets of San Antonio Unlocked. So I came across this on Facebook. Did you know that the Victoria Black Swan Inn, which I believe Minion did his haunted house presentation there, they're going to host a Burton costume party and a Krampus parade.
Ooh.
And that's coming up this weekend. Or, well, rather this next weekend.
Yeah, this next weekend.
Yeah, because this weekend's pretty much done.
Yeah.
So here's the description. It says, join us as we celebrate all the mystical shadows of the Christmas season with a weekend filled with the magic of Tim Burton and a night at the Burton Ball and Krampus Parade. Music, dancing, amazing costumes, food, and drink will bring the magic of the night to life. If you want to go to their ball, it's $25 a person, but the market around there will be free for the weekend.
What?
So there'll be artists, food trucks, magic, and a lot of family-friendly events going on. Starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday, starting 11 o'clock on Sunday. The ball begins 8 p.m. They'll also have an ugly sweater contest at the market and a costume contest during the ball. And all proceeds will benefit the Mystical Touch Animal Sanctuary. So if you didn't know about that, this sounds like so much fun.
It does.
It is the Burton Costume Party and Krampus Parade at the Victoria Black Swan Inn here in San Antonio.
And again, that is Saturday, December 15th from 8 p.m. to midnight. 1006 Halbrook Road in San Antonio, Texas. And you can get tickets online at victoriablackswaninn.com.
That sounds like so much fun.
It does. I'm going to be at another shindig that night, so I'm not going to be able to go. But if you are in the area and you don't have other plans, go to victoriablackswaninn.com and get your tickets today.
Now, getting back to some of the gaming news that we were talking about here, have you heard about the PlayStation Classic?
Well, David, if we're going to talk about video games, it's only fair that we do this first. There we go. I feel better now.
All right, kicking it off the right way.
Telling you.
So first we had the NES release, which was a massive success.
Yes, it was.
Then we had the Super NES release, which was also a massive success.
Some would say super.
Further proof that nostalgia is just massively huge right now.
Indeed.
And now we have the PlayStation Classic release.
Uh-huh.
And this one is not such a massive success so far.
Well, give it a shot.
Well, I would. I mean, I was never really a big PlayStation fan to begin with, so that's kind of my bad.
I didn't become a PlayStation fan until the 2 came out.
It does come with 20 pre-installed games, but I heard that there were as many as 32 pre-installed. You just can't access them all.
Well, it looks like it's going to have a Final Fantasy game. It's going to have Metal Gear. It's going to have Tekken 3 on there. So that's going to be a fun one. Twisted Metal is going to be part of the lineup as well. So for $100, that ain't bad.
It's not too shabby. It's really not. The design is a little wonky, though.
So were the classics for NES and SNES.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, is that the PlayStation Classic needs more power than your average USB port can provide.
Oh, no.
So what you need to have this adapter. You need to have a USB AC adapter to get the extra juice. That doesn't come in the box.
What?
You have to get the adapter separately to power this thing.
That's insane.
And then not only that, but it doesn't fill up the TV. You're going to get black bars on the left, right, up, and down on your TV.
Okay, so make sure I got this right here.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with everything that you need to hook it up in the first place, and you're not going to get the full screen. Now, I have a question, though. Is it going to be widescreen, or is it going to be 4x3?
I think it's 4x3.
Have they lost their mind over at Sony?
It's weird. Like I said, the design of this is really wonky. So mom and dad, your kids out there are going to be like, oh, this is great. And you're going to be like, well, this is great. And then you're going to plug it in and you'll be like, this is not so great anymore.
Now, with I believe it was the classic NES, we had some issues with cord length. Is anything you've read say we're going to have these same issues here with the PlayStation Classic?
Not as bad. The controllers on the NES Classic were 18 inches in length.
Yeah, that was not good.
That was ridiculous.
Mom said I should never be that close to the TV.
Yeah, well, we were in the 80s, so look how well we turned out.
I didn't say I wasn't. I just said she told me I shouldn't be, all right?
I gotcha. Now, these controllers, their cords are 5 feet.
There you go.
Which is better. But if you think about all the wall-mounted TVs and the size of living rooms and whatnot, it's better, but it's still not good. You're still sitting on the floor looking up at your TV.
Sony, come on, man.
I mean, I really wish they'd gotten their act together with this. I mean, the power, I don't understand the power problem. How do you not furnish the adapter, let alone having those black bars so that your picture's not going to, it's not going to fill up.
Nope.
I don't understand this. So I'm going to pay $100 to play PlayStation with the kids, and we're not going to get the full picture, and I got to have an adapter to get the juice. Sony.
Dude,
what was that?
Come on, man. What the heck?
Exactly. I mean, what was that? Oh, gracious.
Now, you think they're going to have an accessory pack with all the other things you need to get to be able to have this thing work properly?
I'm really hoping they crank it out. I really do, because it's got to be such a pain to get it home and find out that you have to go back out to the store.
Yes, and just so Sony and anybody else who's making these things know that if a guy buys it, it's not getting bought till December 24th. So, and it's not even going to be looked at until December 25th.
Ain't that the truth?
So it's your fault, Sony, for not including everything you need right off the bat, because guys are procrastinators, and we expect things to work right out of the box. Just telling you now.
Very true.
Sony, it's your fault that Christmas is ruined, not mine for being unprepared.
That's right. Christmas is ruined. Childhoods are ruined. Dogs and cats living together.
No, childhood was ruined when Thundercats Roar came out.
Now, that's true. We can probably find somebody to blame that on Sony, too. Give me a little time. I'll work on it.
Okay. That's another part of your assignment. Your on-location assignment is to figure out how to blame Sony for Thundercats Roar.
You know what? Give me a little time, and I can work. Oh, yeah.
Of that, I have
what we can also talk about here is the heroes and villains of cosplay
yes,
here
we
in
can.
San Antonio.
Gosh, you must have read my mind or something. Goodness gracious.
I know, right? Well, it's only because they are quite simply fantastic. And we've been talking about them for a little while now. So if you're looking for a cosplay group, I think I heard someone earlier today talking about how they want to cosplay, but they're not sure, and they're a little timid because they're worried that they won't be screen accurate. And you don't have to worry about that with these guys. You can cosplay it your way. You can go steampunk. You can go vampire. You can go Star Wars. Anything that you want to do, you can do. They're currently, next Sunday, on the 16th at 3 p.m., they're doing a LARP session.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
In McAllister Park. So if you want to go LARPing with these guys.
And you haven't LARPed till you've LARPed with Havoc. I will say that much,
so
that much right now.
You can check them out. That's facebook.com/HavocTexas.
Ooh, you got it right this time.
They're a terrific group of people.
Yes, and of course we've had them out many times, and actually we have a few of our correspondents that are members of Havoc. So we always have a good time with the folks over at Heroes and Villains of Cosplay. Now, Dave, Thursday the Golden Globe nominees came out, my friend.
Oh, thank God. You know, I've just been on pins and needles waiting for this to happen.
Well, let's face it. Geekdom in the way of high-class movie awards just doesn't happen. In fact, they tried to create a category for the Oscars called, Best Popular Film, just to kind of honor the geeky movies, But Black Panther was actually is in the running for Best Picture for Golden Globes. That's actually pretty cool.
True, but you got to keep in mind how hard Disney has lobbied for Black Panther to win awards. And there are reports all over, legit reports, not these clickbait sites. I mean, like Variety, Hollywood Reporter, USA Today. They're all reporting that Disney is really, 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 really pushing for Black Panther to win awards.
Now, Mary Poppins has also been nominated Best Actress with Emily Blunt, Best Supporting Actor for her sidekick guy. Basically, this version of Bert. Of course, we haven't seen the movie yet, so we don't know. It doesn't come out for another couple of weeks. But it's still nominated for Golden Globes. Weird.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that? It's like nobody's seen it except for a select few, and yet it's nominated for awards. That's weird.
Yes.
Really weird.
Yes. Now, as we continue in getting your geeky movie on, let's talk about some movies that are going to be for the whole family, because we got a slew of movies coming up at one time. We already mentioned Mary Poppins Returns is coming up. But dang, Bumblebee, Aquaman, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mortal Engines, which I haven't seen a whole lot about that myself. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, because, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen from time to time. I'm thinking that the dads are probably going to be the ones that are going to want to go see Bumblebee. It's got a lot of 80s Transformers G1 references in it. We saw in some of the trailers that the character designs look all kinds of G1 all over the place.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those movies that I think will surprise people in that it's actually going to be better quality than what we've seen from the Bayformers franchise. So that's what's going to set it apart. I mean, you're still going to have explosions. You're still going to have these epic battles between Transformers. But this time you're actually going to know what's going on when they fight. So that's going to be a plus right there. And this just looks like a better written, more solid movie than we've ever seen out of the Bayformers films. So I think dads are really going to get a kick out of this one. I'm really thinking that this one's going to surprise some people.
Yeah. And if you're wondering who the main antagonist is going to be that's not a Transformer, well, you can't see him because it's John Cena of WWE fame. Now, for the ladies, Dave, I don't know about you, but I love the ladies in my life, and I hope you do as well. There's going to be another movie coming out with a shirtless Jason Momoa. And that movie's called Aquaman. So
yeah, I saw a meme going around earlier, and it's somebody said, do I need to see Aquaman without having seen the first Aquaman?
Oh, no, you're not talking about the meme with Adam Sandler, are you?
I'm talking about Adam Sandler as the water boy.
Oh, good.
Get an Aquaman water boy. So there you.
Of course, we also have Once Upon a Deadpool coming out as well. I saw a trailer with Fred Savage. It kind of has a beat. Princess Bride little feel on the trailer there.
Now, we've been talking about this for a while now. We have, get this, here's the upcoming slate of movies.
Yeah.
On the 14th, which is this coming weekend, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Mortal Engines comes out same day.
Yeah.
Mortal Engines is the Peter Jackson film about the cities that are, moving.
So it's going to be 5 hours long.
It'll be 5 hours long. It'll have 86 endings. And by the end of it, you'll wonder what you saw in the first place. Now, personally, I think this movie's going to bomb. I think Mortal Engines is going to tank at the box office. I don't see it doing very well. The reviews are already coming in, and they're not that warm or welcoming. But I just don't see it doing that well, especially coming out same day as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's the 14th. On the 19th, 5 days later, Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh my goodness.
2 days after that, you get Aquaman and Bumblebee.
Oh, my
Same
goodness.
day.
Now, this is assuming that you haven't seen Bumblebee or Aquaman in one of the advanced screenings that have happened, or that are happening or have happened.
This is the wide screen, wide release for these guys. So in 1 week's time, 7 days, you get 5 potential blockbuster movies.
How much do I have to pay just to sit in a movie theater and have all those movies play?
I don't know, but we got to talk to our friends over at the Alamo Drafthouse about that.
We should, because I'd be willing to pay a premium to not have to get up.
Sleep in, something like that, so I don't have to leave.
Yeah. I would pay a premium to not have to get up for about 10 hours. That'd be great.
That would be tremendous. So you get Spider-Man, Mortal Engines, Mary Poppins,
I said 10 hours, not 30. Mortal Engines can go away.
So you're gonna get those 5 movies in a week. I mean, holy cow!
And again,
that's a lot of movie.
The Christmas Deadpool movie.
All right, so out of those, that plus that too. So out of those 5 movies, which one wins at the box office?
Mary Poppins, probably.
I'm thinking Mary does also, unless of course the reviews are like terror, like Suicide Squad bad.
That's the only way that's going to happen.
That is literally the only way that you'll not be able to, go see it with the wife or the girlfriend or anything like that. The Disney princess in your life. There's just no way. Other than that, you're going to go. There's no question about it. And then you're going to want to go see Aquaman. You're going to want to see Bumblebee. Spider-Man and Spider-Verse will be good for the kids. Mortal Engines is going to be that weird kind of science fiction movie, so I don't know about that one. But, yeah, it's going to come down to Mary Poppins versus Aquaman.
Now,
I can't believe the slate of movies. This is so weird.
Now, here's a question for you, because this came out on our Facebook chat at facebook.com/GYGO Radio. One of our friends over there postulates that a Star Wars trailer will precede Mary Poppins Returns. Your thoughts?
I think it's a given. I think it's an absolute given that we will get that trailer. Either that or maybe that's when we get Avengers 4.
Oh, so they're going to push it from the 17th, which we talked about in our Get Your Sports On segment, to the 19th, 2 days later with Mary Poppins.
I'm still laughing that we had a Get Your Sports On segment. That was weird. That was awesome.
Well, you're welcome.
But yeah, they bump it 2 days and they do it during Mary Poppins Returns. Why not?
Why not, indeed? Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for Dave, joining us from the East Coast. Purple Rain, Aaron, who'd had to head on out. And for myself, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Dragon's Lair, Alamo Ranch, and our friends over at the Heroes and Villains of Cosplay, otherwise known as Havoc. Thank you for listening, and make sure to get your geek on every single day. Good night, everybody.